I've worked on over 500 BMWs, and in all those years, the most expensive repairs I've seen. The $4,000 transmission jobs, the engines that should have made it to 200,000 miles but didn't, the cooling systems that let go on the highway with zero warning. Almost none of them were unavoidable. Almost every single one came down to a few small things the owner didn't know to do. Not complicated things, not expensive things. Things that take 5 minutes or cost $150 and would have saved them thousands. That's what this video is. 7 things I personally do and tell every BMW owner I meet. That will genuinely make your car last. Not dealer talking points. Not what's in the manual. What actually works from someone who's been under the hood of BMWs for 15 years. Let's get into it. Trick 1. Stop trusting BMW's oil interval. Cut it in half. BMW's onboard computer, the Condition-Based Service System, or CBS, is going to tell most of you to change your oil somewhere between 10,000 and 15,000 miles. And I understand why people trust it. It's built into the car. It sounds scientific. Here's what they don't tell you. That system calculates oil life based on fuel consumption and a sensor in the oil pan. The maximum interval it allows is 15,500 miles. And that number was designed for a brand new engine under ideal conditions. Not your engine at 90,000 miles. Not stop-and-go traffic in summer heat. Not a car that sat for 2 months over the winter. I've opened up BMW engines that went full CBS intervals their whole lives. Sludge on the valve cover. Varnish on the cam lobes. Oil that's been cooked well past the point where it's protecting anything. And once that damage is done, it does not undo itself. The engines I've seen reach 200,000 miles in clean condition have one thing in common. Their owners were changing oil every 7,000 to 8,000 miles. Every time, regardless of what the dashboard said. Mechanic tip: use only oil that carries BMW's LL01 or LL01FE approval. Brands like Leaky Moly, Castrol Edge Euro, or Pennzoil Platinum Euro. BMW's LL01 approval ensures the oil meets the longevity and wears standards BMW designed the CBS system around. In between changes, use your iDrive to check your oil level every 1,000 miles or so. BMW engines can burn up to a quart every 1,500 miles and still be within spec. So running low between changes is a real risk. If it's low, get topped off right away. Don't wait. Trick 2. Address BMW's cooling system weak points before they strand you. This is the one that keeps me up at night when I think about the BMWs out there on the road right now. Because when this goes wrong, it goes wrong fast. And the damage it causes is devastating. BMW builds incredible engines. They also built several critical cooling system components out of plastic on cars from roughly 2000 through 2013. Your E46, E90, E60. Those plastic parts are on timer. The coolant expansion tank, the thermostat housing, water pump housings. These aren't minor accessories. They are structural components your entire cooling system depends on. And they don't fail with a warning. They don't weep slowly for months. One day, a hairline crack opens under pressure. You lose coolant in minutes. And if you don't pull over immediately, you're looking at a warped cylinder head or a seized engine. A warped head alone runs $3,000 to $5,000. An engine replacement on a BMW? You do the math. On the N52 engine, which powered a lot of 3 Series and 5 Series in that era. The water pump is electric with a plastic housing. Unlike a belt-driven pump that might squeal or leak before it dies. This one gives you nothing. No noise. No warning light. It just stops moving coolant. I've had cars towed into my shop where the owner had no idea anything was wrong until the temperature gauge pinned. At that point, the damage is already done. Mechanic tip: if you're past 80,000 miles on an E46, E90, or E60 era BMW, have a trusted independent shop proactively replace the expansion tank, thermostat, and inspect the water pump. A few $100s in parts and labor now versus a potentially engine-ending repair later. While you're at it, flush the coolant every 40,000 to 50,000 miles. Old BMW coolant turns acidic over time and corrodes aluminum from the inside out. And most of your cooling system is aluminum. Always use BMW spec coolant mixed with distilled water. Never tap water. Trick 3. Your battery controls more than you think. And it's probably dying. On a modern BMW, the battery is not just a starting device. It's connected to everything. BMW's charging system monitors battery health in real time and adjusts the alternator output based on what the battery can handle. When the battery starts to degrade, the whole system compensates. And those compensations show up as problems that look like they have nothing to do with the battery. I've diagnosed idle instability, transmission shifting faults, random warning lights, electrical gremlins in the windows and mirrors, all traced back to a battery that was 2 or 3 years past its prime. Owners have been chasing sensors and modules for months, spending real money. New battery goes in, everything clears. Every problem gone. Here's the piece most people don't know. On a BMW, when you install a new battery, it has to be registered to the car's computer. This is not a dealer upsell. It is a real calibration step. BMW's system stores data on the old battery. Its age, its capacity, how it's been charged. Put a new battery in without registering it, and the system keeps running charging strategies designed for the old battery. You're shortening the life of your brand new battery from day one. Any independent BMW shop worth using has the software to do this. If a shop tells you that step isn't necessary, find a different shop. Mechanic tip: test your battery every 2 years and ask specifically for a conductance test, not just a voltage check. A battery can read a perfectly normal 12.6 volts and still be internally failing. If your car sits for more than 2 weeks at a time, put it on a maintenance charger like a CTK. BMW batteries that are repeatedly deep discharged from sitting degrade fast. And a failing battery on a BMW creates a cascade of electrical problems that are expensive and confusing to sort out. Trick 4. Lifetime transmission fluid is a myth, and BMW knows it. BMW calls the fluid in their automatic transmissions, including the ZF8 speed that's in almost every modern BMW you're driving today. Li Fatima Fidi. That word is doing a lot of work. What BMW means is the fluid is engineered to last the theoretical life of the transmission under ideal conditions. What does not mean is that you should never change it. Transmission fluid breaks down. Every heat cycle it goes through degrades the additives that protect the clutch packs inside that transmission. Metal particles from normal friction accumulate in the sump over time. Fluid that's been heat cycled through 100,000 miles of real-world driving is not providing the same protection it did at 10,000 miles. The chemistry doesn't work that way. Regardless of what the service schedule says, that I've seen the inside of transmissions that went their whole lives on original fluid. And I've seen the inside of transmissions that were serviced at 50,000 miles. They don't look the same. The ones that were serviced have clean clutch material, fresh friction surfaces, smooth operation at 150,000 miles. The ones that weren't? Cloudy brown fluid, worn clutches, shifting complaints that start around 80,000 to 90,000 miles and only get worse. The dealer won't bring this up because BMW doesn't list it as a scheduled service. Independent BMW specialists consistently recommend a transmission fluid service around 50,000 miles. That gap between what the dealer tells you and what experienced independent mechanics actually do. That gap is expensive if you end up on the wrong side of it. Mechanic tip: make sure your shop uses ZF Lifeguard Fluid 8 or the BMW approved equivalent. The fluid spec for this transmission is specific. Not all automatic transmission fluid is compatible with its internal chemistry. And ask for a drain and refill, not a high-pressure flush. The ZF8 speed is not designed for machine flushing. Trick 5. Walnut blast your intake valves. BMW has a carbon problem they don't advertise. Have you ever driven your BMW and thought, I swear this thing used to feel quicker? The throttle doesn't respond the way it used to. It hesitates a little. The power is just slightly off. And you're not sure if you're imagining it or if something is actually wrong. You're not imagining it. And I can tell you exactly what's happening. BMW's modern turbocharged engines, and most BMWs sold in the last 15 years have one, use a technology called direct injection. Fuel sprays straight into the combustion chamber. More efficient, more power, better emissions. But here's the problem BMW doesn't advertise. In older engines, fuel sprayed through the intake ports and constantly washed over the back of the intake valves, kept them naturally clean. Direct injection bypasses those valves entirely. So oil vapors from the engine's crankcase ventilation system slowly bake onto them over thousands of miles. The buildup restricts airflow into the cylinders. The car doesn't tell you this is happening. There's no warning light for it. It builds up so gradually that you adapt to the change without realizing the car has changed. Until one day you drive a friend's well-maintained BMW and you think, wait, that's what mine used to feel like. The fix is called walnut blasting. Crushed walnut shells are blown through the intake ports with compressed air. Abrasive enough to knock the carbon off, soft enough that they won't damage the metal underneath. This is BMW's own factory procedure, using BMW's own tooling. After it's done, owners consistently describe the car feeling like it was turned back a few years. That hesitation gone, the throttle response back. Mechanic tip on turbocharged BMW engines. The N54, N55, and B58 plan to have this done around 45,000 to 60,000 miles. Don't wait for symptoms, because by the time you clearly feel it, you've been driving a restricted engine for a long time. After the first cleaning, every 40,000 to 50,000 miles. A good independent BMW shop will know exactly what this is and have the tooling to do it right. Trick 6. Never ignore a BMW oil leak. It's just a small drip is how engines die. BMW owners postpone oil leaks more than almost anything else. And I understand why. You see a small spot on the driveway. The car drives fine. The oil level looks okay. It feels like a problem you can deal with later. Later is where engines go to die. On a BMW, oil leaks almost never stay small. The most common ones: the valve cover gasket, the oil filter housing gasket, the oil pan gasket, are located in direct proximity to components that are destroyed by oil contamination. Your serpentine belt, your alternator, your engine mounts. Hot oil dripping onto a rubber belt doesn't just stain it. It saturates the rubber and causes it to fail. A snapped serpentine belt at highway speed takes out your power steering, your alternator, your water pump, everything that belt drives. In one moment, I've seen a $300 valve cover gasket job ignored until it became a $2,800 repair. And that's before we talk about what happens when oil gets onto hot exhaust components. I've had cars come in trailing smoke from the engine bay. Owners had no idea they were driving a fire risk because they kept adding oil and telling themselves the leak wasn't that bad. BMW's valve cover gaskets, oil filter housing gaskets, and rear main seals are known failure points on virtually every N-Series engine. They are not if, they are when. The question is whether you deal with them as a routine gasket replacement or wait until the leak has damaged something expensive around it. Mechanic tip: if you see oil on your driveway, don't wait for your next scheduled service. Have it looked at within the week. The repair cost almost always goes up the longer you wait. Not because the gasket gets worse, but because of what the leaking oil damages on its way out. A good independent BMW shop will identify exactly where it's coming from and give you an honest assessment of urgency. Some leaks can wait a few weeks. Some can't. You need someone who knows the difference. Trick 7. Find the one person your BMW actually needs. Every trick in this video comes down to one thing. Someone has to actually look at your car, know what they're looking for, and tell you the truth about what they found. And I'm going to be honest with you about where that's most likely to happen and where it isn't. The dealer is not your long-term partner in keeping your BMW alive. I say that as someone who spent years working alongside dealer service departments. Dealer technicians work flat rate, meaning they get paid by the job, not the hour. There's structural pressure to move cars through the bay quickly. Nobody at a dealership is going to pull up your full service history, notice your cooling system is aging, and proactively sit down with you to explain what's coming in the next 20,000 miles. That's not how the system is built. A good independent BMW specialist will. Not because they're better people, because their entire business depends on knowing your car and keeping you coming back. They see the same BMW models every single day. They know which years have the plastic cooling system problems. They know which engines need walnut blasting and when. They know what a 90,000 mile ZF transmission looks like versus one that's been properly serviced. They're also running BMW-specific diagnostic software that reads every module in the car. Not just the generic engine codes that any shop can pull, but the transmission control module, the DSC module, the real battery health data, the Vanos timing readings. That's how problems get caught early, before they become emergencies. Before they become the phone call nobody wants to make from the side of a highway. Find a shop that specializes in BMWs. Ask them directly, do you use BMW-specific diagnostic software or a generic scanner? A shop running BMW-level diagnostics is a shop that can actually see inside your car. Ask how long they've been working on BMWs specifically. Ask if they have documented experience with your engine family. Then look at how they communicate. Do they show you what they found? Do they explain why it matters? Do they tell you what can wait and what can't? When you find that shop, stay there. Build that relationship. The best investment a BMW owner makes isn't a part or a fluid. It's a mechanic who knows your car's history and is watching out for you. That person will save you more money over the life of your BMW than any single service ever will. Mechanic tip: a good independent BMW shop won't pressure you to do everything at once. They'll prioritize. They'll show you photos. They'll explain what's urgent and what's on the horizon. If a shop can't or won't do that, walk out. Your BMW deserves better. And frankly, so do you. 7 things. Oil on a shorter interval. Get ahead of the cooling system before it fails. Keep the battery healthy and make sure it's registered when you replace it. Don't believe the word lifetime on your transmission fluid. Walnut blasts those intake valves. Deal with oil leaks before they deal with you. And find one great independent BMW shop and never let them go. BMW owners who do these 7 things are the ones driving their cars past 200,000 miles. The ones who don't are the ones sitting across from a service advisor, hearing a number with a comma in it. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and drop your year and model in the comments below. I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one.